Everything that you bury and hide, your marriage, your relationship will truly reveal. So you carry things into a marriage, you carry things into a relationship with your wife, and what you don't realize is everything that you have put off in your life, resolving that inner conflict, that inner turmoil within you, guess what? Your marriage, your relationship is going to reveal it all. That's because the relationship forces you to do one thing. Your back is against the wall and you are forced to be vulnerable. See, the level of the vulnerability within your marriage, within your relationship, will be directly correlated to the level of emotional connection that you have with your wife. And the level of emotional connection, emotional intimacy, is directly linked to physical intimacy. So you're trying to solve the problem in the marriage without being vulnerable. You're trying to speak to the deeper parts of your wife without actually going there yourself. And see, going into that space of vulnerability within you requires you to do one thing, and that's brutal honesty with yourself about what is really going on inside your shadow. The fractured parts of you, your insecurities, the needs and desires within you that are not being met. See, what you're not used to doing is you're not used to opening up. You're not used to having deep, meaningful connection, interaction, or conversations with your wife. So you either A, get triggered by the conversation, B, avoid the conversation, or C, don't assert yourself or speak up within that conversation. So you're one of those three types of men. And see, what happens is you begin to realize at a certain point in time, just like every other guy in the program, every other guy in the Total Breakthrough Academy, they have to learn to have X-ray vision. See, that's the beauty of this work, is when you actually start to do the work on yourself, when you do a self-inventory, when you connect the dots between your past trauma and the beliefs and the behaviors that no longer serve this new version of you that you want to create, guess what else happens? Doing that deeper work, it gives you the ability to speak to those deeper parts of your wife, because now you understand that human beings are like a mirror. And what you see in you start to recognize what's missing in her. And as you realize what's missing in her, you develop a new narrative, a new language, a new set of tools, and you become empowered by the ability to meet your wife's needs in a way that she never has had her needs met by you before. I guarantee you, the main thing that your wife is telling you is this: honey, I don't feel seen and heard. I don't feel seen and heard. And see, your wife doesn't feel seen. Your wife doesn't feel heard because you haven't developed the introspection, the level of self-analysis that is required for you to read. It's like trying to read Braille. You don't understand the language. You can't read it. You don't know how to speak it. That's your emotional intelligence. Doing this work, it gives you everything in your relationship. You're like, oh, I just want to have sex. I just want more sex. But what you don't understand is a precursor to physical intimacy. The precursor to the physical intimacy is the work that you do on you. Your ability to get vulnerable and intimate with you first.